Good evening, morons. It is I, King of the Morons, and this video is about Asperger's syndrome, which I know very little about. Now, I'm answering a lot of questions. This is one of those questions where I put off answering because I really, it's a heavy question and I want to answer it well, but what ends up happening is I end up putting off forever and I never end up answering. And this is like, I think the third time this guy, maybe it's a different guy who's emailed me about this. And I'm gonna explain what the situation as quick as I can. Okay, so I don't know how old he is, but I feel like he was young. He came to Japan, he had a girlfriend, they dated for a while. He felt like they really clicked. They just really got along really well. And, but there was he couldn't really quite understand all of her feelings. He couldn't understand, what was the expression he said? There were times in the relationship where I wasn't able to understand her emotional feelings on her end. And at times he did things that she thought were insensitive. Now, he has Asperger's syndrome, but he never told her. And he thinks that, I guess he feels like he screwed up, and he wonders, should I have told her? And I sometimes think I should have told her. But he's worried because of he thinks that this disability, by explaining that he has this disability, it will scare her away. It would have scared her away. So in the future, if he does, I assume, he seems positive he's going to meet another girl someday, that he wants to know what I think. Should he tell her that he has Asperger's syndrome, and how will they react? Well, he doesn't want her to think I'm retarded or disabled. Obviously, people who have Asperger's are not actually disabled. I mean, they are able to do quite a bit, and often better than other people, from what I understand, right? And they're definitely not retarded. So I don't think you have that fear. If you can at least appear to be someone who functions in society by getting other things, having other things in your life that show that you function, like a high school diploma, a college degree, language ability, whatever it is, if you can show people that you are able to function well in society, then I wouldn't worry too much about her thinking you're retarded. Insensitive maybe, but that's something that a lot of men are accused of. So I think all men probably are thought to have that up to a point. But he does want to come to, he asked my opinion. I would say tell her. In the end, you're going to have to tell her. I maybe wouldn't tell her in the beginning, maybe because, or, it's one of those things like, just go ahead and tell her on the first date. And if she's the kind of person who shies away, then, well, then you got out early, you didn't really invest too much emotion into it. Or the other option is to wait until you think it's going to become something serious, and then, explain it and do it casually. Like, don't sit her down and hold her hand and say, honey, I got to explain something to you. I'm not retarded, but I've got Asperger's syndrome. And make sure you pronounce it right, because I think you should probably look it up first and show it to her in a dictionary. Like, say it once and she doesn't get it, then show it to her in a Japanese dictionary, because if you say Asperger, it's going to confuse her, Or maybe that's just me thinking ass. But in the end, it's going to come out, right? I mean, if you really expect to be serious with this young lady, it's going to come out. So best thing to do is be honest as soon as possible. That would be my advice. If there's anyone watching this video, and I'm sure there are, who have any experience with Asperger's syndrome, and divulging the fact that they have this to loved ones or future loved ones or friends or anybody, I guess not just loved ones because they already know, or if you know anything about this in Japan, I imagine, I've often thought that there are quite a few undiagnosed mental illnesses here in Japan, but people seem to function okay half the time. So, but maybe some of those cases are cases like this, where it's not necessarily a retard level or a disability, but it does slow down daily functioning a little bit. It does, I wouldn't say handicap them, but it makes them, move a little bit differently. And to those of us who are not, who don't have that condition, they just might come off as really bizarre or strange or insane or whatever you want to call it, weird. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm sure this gentleman would really appreciate your advice, so if you do have any advice, please leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and please remember, I've got a Reddit page. It's Moron Army. I will leave the link in the description, so if you have questions, please put them there, because other people can probably answer many of those questions better than I can. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.